in in a competitive world that we live in today, everything is competitive. In a competitive world like this, adversity, challenges, quote unquote, are a blessing. Challenge because why? Not many people have the guts to go through challenge upon challenge. So you may go through some regulatory challenges. Maybe the thing that the product that you are building or creating you have to get some regulatory authority to sign up on it. Sometimes not even one, maybe 5 different regulatory agencies that have to go through that, and that is designed to keep you out. That is designed to keep the weak ones out. In this video, I'm going to share with you when you should never give up and why. Basically, I'm going to show you why you should never quit and why. I shared a previous video on when to quit, right? It's almost like an opposite, when to quit and how to do it. This one is when not to quit and why. Basically, the previous video, which I will include in the description, or it will be on the screen here, at the end of the video you see on the screen, was based on the premise of a very popular saying that was coined by Vince Lombardi that says, winners never quit and quitters never win. And people have had that mindset for a long time, to the point that even when they are onto a train that is bound to crash, they still sit in the train saying that, oh, winners never quit. And when the train gets jammed into a train wreck, they get jammed with it and they don't survive. So that content or that video was to dispel that myth. That I think what probably Vince Lombardi meant, or what he should have clarified, is that winners never quit things that are worthwhile. But winners quit very often things that carry no intrinsic value to them. Okay, so with that said, successful people rather are strategic quitters. They quit very often, but they are very strategic about it. I have quit a lot of things in my life, and I never regret one of them. Successful people are strategic quitters. Non-successful people are either reactionary quitters or they are serial quitters. They just pick this thing, the moment they start something and then they hit an obstacle, they jump to the next. That is what I call serial quitting. They quit serially. People who quit serially never are able to produce relevant results in their lives. People who quit reactionarily tend to let life dictate their lives to them. They don't take proactive look at life. It's like what society deals to them, that is what they succumb to. And you don't want your life to be a serial quitter or, for that matter, or a reactionary quitter, right? Winners never quit at things that are worthwhile. Okay. With that said, every human endeavor, everything that you do, be it a project, a business, an NGO, church, career, will go through a season that we call a season of challenge. And there's a Seth Godin, who's a marketing guru, marketing author. He's published so many books, right? And so many books, New York Times bestseller, wrote a book called The Dip, and I referenced it in my other video. That is an incredibly written book on the dip. And the dip, purely, to me, the dip represents a challenge. What happens is that he coined the dip in terms of, and I will show it to you here. He coined the dip in terms of a journey that you start to do something. Maybe you're starting to go to a college, you've been admitted to, let's say, an MIT, right? To do mechanical engineering or computer engineering, whatever engineering it's exciting. It's your dad is happy, your parents are, they are just like by themselves with excitement and everything. So that part is the excitement part of the journey is here, where you are super excited, right? And then you start your first lessons. Maybe you go for a few lectures here and there, and then you start doing courses like maybe I don't know, calculus, right, or algebra, or one of these very complex mathematical or algebraic kind of lessons that you could go to, and then it just hit you. Wow, man, I didn't understand nothing in class, and and I have to go through a book as thick as that, right, to just be able to pass that module. As you say, it's a grind. That period, it's like reality begins to set in, and then you look at it and you're like, wow, this is like challenges upon challenges upon challenges. That period is called the dip. So the dip actually are artificial screens or challenges or roadblocks that are designed, right? That are designed basically to separate those who want to try, right, and those who want to succeed. So those who want to try will be on this left side. Those who want to succeed will be on this upper trajectory, right? And it takes it even a step further. A little bit of it looks a bit complicated, but it's not at all. So he says that the dip, you get in here, you get in, and it's like, wow, this never-ending slog. You just go in there, one obstacle after another, one pain after another. Basically, it's a long slog between where you started, right, with excitement, and where you gain mastery. This is the level. This is where you get paid. This is the point that you get compensated. This is the point of excitement. But in between where you start and that point of excitement or that point of mastery is the dip, right? Is the dip. So this is trouble. So that calculus class that this person who gained admission to MIT was going through, that challenge, that's like, wow, this is tough. So basically, success purely is your ability to push through the moments where it's very easy to quit. So whilst you are in that dip, that pain, so you're starting a new business and you started with that excitement, that enthusiasm. You thought the moment you came up with a product, everybody was like, build it and they will come. And you build it and nobody comes. That period of slog, that challenging period, is what forces most people to quit. And in this video, the whole premise is you don't quit when the battle gets tough. You don't quit at worthwhile journeys or worthwhile ideas, worthwhile concepts, dreams and visions that are worthwhile, dreams and visions that could make an impact, that could make a difference in your life, in other people's lives, dreams and visions that really have a future. You don't quit at them. Why? Because society is created to get you out of whatever you want to go through, whatever you want to master. Life has been created with artificial screens to get you out. It's designed that way. Think about it. You want to become a lawyer. Lawyers get paid a ton of money. Right? Most lawyers, let me put it that way. Most lawyers get paid a ton of money. Right? If it was easy, everybody else would have gone to law school and become a lawyer. Law school is difficult. And in places where you even after law school you have to write board exam and state exam and that kind of thing, is excruciating. That is a dip. It is meant to separate the men from the boys. So I see the dip basically, or challenges, adversity, create scarcity. For many of the people who will go through that curve I showed you, only a few people will come out of that curve. And those who come out of that curve, they are scarce. Therefore, their value rises because they've gained mastery. And because they are scarce, their value is also disproportionately massive. Their value is beyond the roof because they were able to go through that dip and enter into mastery. So, to be successful, you have to power through whatever dip, whatever challenge that comes your way. That is why if you find a worthwhile course, a worthwhile business, a worthwhile career, you have to roll your sleeve and power through it. Power through it. Spend more time, whether it's more studies, commit resources. If it's funds you need to commit to, power through it. Because the dip becomes your friend. The reason is, when you see the dip and you are prepared for it to go through, and the harder the dip becomes, the better it is. The better it becomes for you. Why? Because the dip actually is a competitive advantage. It is designed to keep lousy people out. So if you're able to power through and get up, your competitive advantage goes through that roof. Your competitive, whatever you are doing. So you may be a new entrepreneur that just starting out. There may be competition. I mean, stiff competition in your domain, right? One of the things that young people always come up with, especially entrepreneurs. I was trying to build this business. I started it, and I just noticed that there's competition. I have competition. There's this big company that is offering a similar service, right? A similar service or a similar product today. So, man, I don't think I have any chance. So I need to look for something else. I always ask them, are you passionate about that industry? They say, oh yes, I'm very passionate. I went to work for this company and I got exposed to this and I really fell in love with that industry and but there's a bigger player in this market. So man, it's like I can't do anything about it. I say, are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? That's actually a dip. Your ability to find ways to go through that. Some dips are steep and long. So what I would say is that if whatever you are going in has a steeper dip and a longer dip, that you will not have the time or the resources to be able to overcome that, then clearly look for another opportunity. But the average dip is not that long. It may not be that deep. It's just that there hasn't been many people like you who are committed to push through and get to the other end. In a competitive world that we live in today, everything is competitive. In a competitive world like this, adversity, challenges, quote unquote, are a blessing. Challenge, because why? Not many people have the guts to go through challenge upon challenge. So you may go through some regulatory challenges. Maybe the product that you are building or creating you have to get some regulatory authority to sign up on it. Sometimes not even one, maybe 5 different regulatory agencies that have to go through that, and that is designed to keep you out. That is designed to keep the weak ones out. So in this case, the harder it gets, the juicier it becomes, because not many people will be able to go through your dip. Not many people will be able to go through that dip at all. There are many people who give up so easily at the first adversity they see. And trust me, anything that is worth doing anything of value that you would even consider remotely doing takes a lot of work. It takes a lot of hardship, and get it at the back of your mind that you will face a dip. Not actually, probably maybe dips. You will face multiple challenges. You will face challenges that sometimes is unfathomable. You will face. But if you package yourself and look, okay, this is a challenge. I'm going to rise to it. No matter what I will go through. If it doesn't work today, it will work tomorrow. If that is your attitude, then you will excel. But if you face a challenge and you begin to move, oh, okay, I stop this. Then let me find a new one. A new one, I meet another challenge, oh, I stop it. Oh, I start another one, I meet another challenge, I stop. You are going to be like the proverbial woodpecker. Right? So he said, think about it. If you have 1,000 trees, or the proverbial woodpecker's attitude is like this. He picks his axe to fell trees for a living. He starts cutting tree number 1, and he notices that he notices at a few attempts that the tree is not falling. He said, this tree is too hard. There's another tree here. Let me jump on it and go and hit that. So he gives another, let's say, 10 strokes of the axe. That tree also doesn't fall. He said, man, this is difficult. Let me move to the next one. So by the time he realizes, he's attempted to fall 1,000 trees, each time hitting the tree 10 times. So that means 10,000 strokes, and no tree fell. Compare that with another woodpecker who says, okay, I'm going to give 10,000 strokes to this big oak tree. And he starts in the morning, he hits, he gets into the afternoon, he notices that he's done like 500 strokes, nothing really has happened, but he keeps going. He keeps going because he's seen a fat, juicy oak tree. He keeps knocking it and knocking it and knocking it. Trust me, by the time he hits 10,000 strokes, that oak tree, no matter how strong it is, will fall. And that, my friend, is what I'm talking about. You never quit something that is worthwhile. With a caveat, you always quit immediately things that lead to a dead end, things of no value. Quit them immediately so that you will free up resources to jump onto the things that are worthwhile. All right, thank you. There's another video that I shared on when to quit. I want you to watch that video. It's going to be right there. Watch that. Also, don't forget to subscribe to this channel so that anytime I produce content like this, you get notified. All right, have a great day and see you again.